right, guys, this is an Outlander exclusive, kind of a HAFL exclusive. Doesn't happen much, but when it does, it's always grand. I'm, of course, your host, Chase Dyer, joined here by Bingy. He's managed to make his way into this. Bingy, say hi.
Hello, hello.
You see, he's here. All right, but that being said, we are joined here by three-time Golden Globe nominee, actor Eric Roberts. Eric,
hello, everybody.
How you doing this morning? We are talking on Easter of all times, but it is happening. It's the best time to make friends, break bread, all that jazz.
Yeah, it's a great way to get together.
Exactly. It's what this day was for, I suppose, is making friends and whatnot. We're also joined by Dustin Wolff, owner and operator. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for having me. It's a glorious day.
It is. It's raining over here right now, but I live near a creek, so that means I get nice, sound effects and whatnot. Sounds real peaceful around here.
Sounds lovely.
What do you guys are here to talk about a product that I'd never fathomed existing before, but the more I look into it, the more it intrigues me. It's called the Rocket.
I just wanna front load this. I am not a paid spokesman. I'm not a partner in this enterprise, but a friend of mine comes to me and he says to me, Eric, I have an invention. His name is John Hoffman. I said, what, John? He said, I have the cure for ED. I said, well, we'll go give it to somebody who needs it, John. He said, no, Eric, you have to try this. This is a pre-ED solvent. And I said, how's that work, John? He says, why men have ED is quite natural. It's because of plaque in the bloodstream. It affects the heart. It affects the appendage in the same way. It blocks free blood flow. And when you get rid of the plaque, you have nice blood flow, and you have no issues with your heart or your appendage. It's all the same difference. And when he said that to me, I'm like, fascinating. Have you proven it? He says, yes, but I need you to use it to say that it's harmless, doesn't hurt, all this stuff, blah, 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 that it's, cool to do, blah, blah, blah. So I said, okay, I will do that. So I did it, and you know what? It's harmless. It takes 15 or 20 minutes a day, twice a week, and I don't know that it works because I had no problems, but I know that it doesn't not work because I'm not having any problems now. So yeah. I'm pre-medicating my possible future ED.
Staying ahead of the curve, basically.
There you go, pal, because I'm over 60 now, and I still have a sex life with my wife, but, we can always use a little improvement.
Oh, yeah, it never hurts. Yeah, always throwing a little level
exactly.
Up. Mario needs
I'll
special flower to
I'll kind of jump in here and provide a little bit of background on it, too. Thank you.
Power up.
So the Rocket was founded on the basis of a technology that's been around for a very long time in Europe, known as acoustic wave therapy, and it's been around for 20 plus years. And just like Eric said, what it does is, the two main reasons why guys start to develop, ED issues, or let's just say, if you're not 18, you're not 18 anymore, right? So, yeah, like you said, plaque builds up in the blood vessels, and it restricts the blood flow all over the body. But the blood vessels downstairs, right, are some of the smallest in the body, so it doesn't take a whole lot to really restrict that blood flow, and that's why guys take the ED medications to dilate that blood vessel to allow the blood to flow in, which we all know is just a Band-Aid. So what this acoustic wave therapy does is it safely breaks up this microplaque in the blood vessels and allows the blood to flow back in much more naturally without any downtime. There's no side effects. So guys don't need to take these ED medications anymore. So, we have, tons of guys that, have purchased the Rocket, but we also, because, ED issues, but we also have, guys that are, what we call biohackers or, whatever, just want to stay in front, of the curve and, preemptively, do this type of treatment or therapy just to make themselves better. Because, a lot of these guys are like, hey, nothing's wrong. Like Eric, hey, I don't have any problems, any major problems. This just makes things better because, again, if you're not 18, we all have this microplaque floating around in the body. No matter how well you take care of yourself, how well you eat, or how much you exercise, your body just produces it. I kind of relate it to like going to the dentist, right? You could brush your teeth twice a day and you floss and you mouthwash and you eat really well. You still have to go to the dentist so the dentist can clean your teeth, right? That same plaque on your teeth, that same plaque on your teeth is floating around in your body. I kid you not. And that same plaque on your teeth is clogging up the blood vessels in the penis. So this
is why I got in on this, because I was fascinated when John told me. I said, John, that is so cool. You have the cure for ED, dude. You're going to rule the world. He said, no, man. I just want to give relief. So you know, the fact that it's a real cause that's real premise actually causes it, and we narrowed it down to that. That's why I'm excited about my buddy's product.
Now, the thing that makes me really excited about it is that, like, other treatments that are similar to this cost so much money. They're so expensive to do, but this one is
I'll
not
tell
even
you,
like it's
the reason.
a fraction of that.
The reason why, John and myself and my partners, invented and developed a rocket over the last 2 years, because for three factors, right? Number one, there's three reasons why guys, and I own North America's largest male, let's say, performance clinic, where we do these acoustic wave therapy treatments in the clinic all day, every day. So I know firsthand how expensive and prohibitive it can be to 99% of the population. All right. So the three main reasons why guys cannot or will not come into a clinic like mine and get this all natural treatment done are the following. Number one, it's very expensive. It's anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000. That's a lot of money to me, and that's a lot of money to most people, especially right now. These crazy times. So, I got tired of, talking to these guys and just feeling so awful when I got off the phone with them. 98 or 99% of them that would call the office would be all excited about it. And then as soon as I told them what the cost was, you could just hear the wind come out of their sails. So number one is the cost. Number two is, even if they have that kind of money and they're willing to come into a clinic like mine, maybe they don't live near an acoustic wave clinic, because there's really probably less than 1,000 of these clinics around the country, which when you think about, the population here, that's relatively nothing, So, some guy's not going to drive that, because you need anywhere from 6 to 12 treatments just in the beginning. And then there's maintenance, afterwards, kind of like going to the dentist. So if you don't live within a reasonable driving distance of a clinic like mine, you're not going to do it. Right. And the third one is still the shame and embarrassment factor. Right. Even if you did live around the corner from my clinic and $6,000 was not a big deal to you, coming into a clinic like mine, and staring at the front office girl, she's like, hey, how can I help you? Oh, I'm here because of erectile dysfunction. I mean, these guys are still really shamed, shameful and embarrassed. So what the rocket does is it removes all three of those barriers: the cost, because it's a fraction of the price, the, living, near a clinic like mine. Now you can, have it delivered discreetly to your front door. And then the shame and embarrassment factor. There's no one around. There's a very simple treatment you could do to yourself, and it removes all three of those barriers.
Yeah, that's what appealed to me the most about it. It was efficient and both in price and in execution.
Yep. So, it really solves a major problem that we saw coming down the pipe, 2 years ago. So we're very excited about it. We're very proud of it. We've been, developing this for the last 2 years, and, it works. And here's the thing, guys, John will tell you the same thing, and Eric and Eliza knows. This isn't anything that, the foundation of this technology isn't anything we're claiming we invented. We're not, no pun intended, but like the Messiah coming to the world, like, check out this brand new technology that, is going to save your marriage. And no, here's the deal. This has been around for over 20 years. It's very common in Europe. Almost every doctor's office has one of these very expensive medical, acoustic wave devices. And, they've been doing this for a long time. There's big urology groups that have done study after study after study after study on acoustic wave therapy and all of the benefits that it has without any side effects. It's a no-brainer, right? So, and we post all these studies on the website. You don't got to take my word for it. You can go to the website, you can check it out. You can read these studies that have gone on over the last 2 decades. So it's the real deal.
That's getmyrocket.com.
GetMyRocket.com at the very bottom. There's links to, government websites where all these studies have been posted, again, that have been done over the last 20 years.
It's got everything. It's got videos. It's got big, nice graphs. I like big pictures. Easy to understand big pictures.
Yeah,
it's got everything you need on the front page and much more.
Anybody goes to the website and they have any questions, they can always call the customer service number.
Sound waves are the answer.
It's all natural. It's an all natural solution, and it's an all natural type of therapy that guys, can do to prevent, any type of ED issues. It's kind of like, I look at it this way. It's like going to the gym, right? Or exercising. And that's what this does. It's like natural, exercise, for that appendage.
Oh, I love it because, I don't know, the idea of, using sound waves, too, it works, but it also, just because I'm into comic books, it sounds so futuristic. So it's almost appealing to me, it's cool in a way, you know what I mean? Using sound waves.
That's great.
The science behind it is, insane,
Well, I feel like I'm 1 degree below an X-Men if I use it, I'm using the power of sound. It also says that it helps take care of curved penis, which I also found relieving and exciting.
About you're talking about Peyronie's?
Yes.
Yep, Peyronie's. For your audience that doesn't know what that is, it's a curvature in the shaft, which can be painful and embarrassing. And again, this sound wave technology breaks up the scar tissue that is causing this curvature to help, quote unquote, straighten things out.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting. I'm on the website, stuck on it, reading some of it. Probably stop right now. I'm talking to you. But no, it even looks cool. It looks almost like a Sith weapon, but for good.
Why I got involved was it's just taking the shame out of something that everybody has to deal with eventually sometime in their life. And it's all very shameful and it's all very testosterone driven, and all that stuff is silly. It just, when my buddies came to me and said, we have the answer, I said how, they explained it. It makes great sense. And it's not,
it really does.
It's not a trick.
Yeah, it does.
It's a real procedure that works.
And like I said, I genuinely think that talking about sound and whatnot might take some of the shame away, because it genuinely does excite me and make me feel like a weird scientist almost to use it. I think it would help take some of the stigma away. It's awesome. Sound waves.
Again, it's been around for so long and no one's ever heard of it because, just for, big pharma reasons and, all the red tape here, in the U.S. to get something approved. And, but this is an all natural type of solution that, is really incredible, and it's been, again, around for a long time, and it's just now really kind of, blowing up, and we're planning on taking this worldwide.
But the reason that this isn't, talked about is men don't talk about their penises, especially with other men. It just doesn't happen.
That's right.
Yeah.
100%.
You don't really whip them out and have a powwow.
No, man. You're not going to be on the golf course and be like, hey, Jack, guess what? I got this problem. What do you think I should do?
That's never going to happen.
It'd be real awkward if someone tries to play through when you're doing that,
Yeah.
And all the studies out there, indicate that, more than half of men over the age of 40 are dealing with some type of ED issue or are going to, very, very soon. And, the stats go even higher. It's 50% of guys in their 50s and 60% of guys in their 60s. And it's nothing, that, quite possibly that they're doing wrong. They're just aging and the blood vessels weaken, the plaque builds up. Maybe they lack exercise, but that's exactly what happens. And, if you live long enough on this planet, it's coming for all of us. So why not get in front of it,
No, exactly.
Good advice.
Go ahead and build up a defense now.
Exactly.
You don't want to get caught with your pants around your ankles, figuratively speaking. Well, I can testify to that. I'm just 30, but I've had so many different medical procedures done. I've had colonoscopy, and when they mess with that, it messes with your prostate. I can tell you, I'm going to look at it early. So when I see a defense system like this, I'm already looking at it like, all right, let's put the war budget into that.
Right. That's like going to the gym. It's like taking your shaft to the gym. That's it. Let's get some exercise.
No, dude, that's exactly a good way to put it, dude.
I think it takes the stigma out of it. Like, why not?
No, exactly. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely think that something like this will really take some of the stigma away, just because, well, a lot of people are paranoid. The idea of pills anyway, you know, they're boring. One, like, two, most people only like them if you can snort them, which is just, yeah. You know, and three, it's just, there's so many, you don't know what's in them. This is a thing that you know, it's natural, you know it's sound, you know where it's coming from.
And most of us are at home now with our better half, so what a better time to begin?
Exactly.
Yeah, no, like right now it's quarantine.
Right,
Come
right.
out with a way healthier libido for this world that's gonna need it.
There you go. Yes.
That's true.
Yeah, we can come out of here like super soldiers, dude. I can see it.
Love that, super soldiers.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. It's
So-
just, it's not sci-fi because it's real, but to me it's just so futuristic. Maybe it's just because I was raised in the boring South, but sound wave technology just gets me excited.
Well,
I mean,
here's the
yeah,
thing too. This it actually didn't start out with guys that had ED. You know, this acoustic wave therapy has been used for much longer, probably 30, 35 years, for things like plantar fasciitis because it breaks up scar tissue and increases blood flow. You know, if you've ever had it, plantar fasciitis is debilitating. It's awful and it's very difficult to get rid of. There's, you know, muscle tears. It works on cellulite. So, just, you know, it works so well on these other parts of the body that these crazy urologists over in Germany got a group together and they said, hey, why don't we start, you know, developing some protocols, for guys that are, you know, having issues in the bedroom. And here we are 20 years later and it's going worldwide finally.
Well, yeah, you use terms like plaque, and you normally just associate those, at least from where I'm from, with just teeth, and you don't necessarily think about it being anywhere else. But when you break it down that way, it's like, oh, yes, no, sound wave technology makes perfect sense if we're dealing with plaque.
Exactly. Well, think about it like this. You know those sonic toothbrushes, the sonic wave toothbrushes?
No, I have one.
You know,
I was thinking about this the whole time.
It emits it emits a sound to help break up the plaque on the teeth. You know what I mean? It's not there for no reason. You know, this is a different type of sound wave, a very different type of sound wave. But you know, these toothbrushes that, you know, these sonic wave toothbrushes, they're emitting a noise, you know, to help you know, break up the plaque on the teeth. So that same plaque's floating around all over your body, guys. It's not just one day it's on your teeth; it's everywhere. You know, so
I was about to say it's a misconception I've had for a long time, obviously. I love an idea like this. I think we need more stuff like this. It's not just outside of the box; it's like the perfect box to be opening up.
That's how I feel about it, and that's why I told my buddies I would talk about it, because it's just, if we take, you know, the shame out of it, it's like brushing your teeth. There's nothing to it.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with staying ahead of the curve. I mean, especially right nowadays, everyone loves to stay healthy body, healthy mind. We got CrossFitters throwing tires everywhere, just trying to stay ahead of it. So
You got the yogas and all that stuff.
you got a million yogas. You got hot yoga where you almost die. You got cold yoga where you almost die.
Right.
You can have this and not almost die.
really excited to bring a solution to the marketplace, especially after, you know, years of you know, talking to guys, thousands of guys that are like, well, I can't afford that. You know, I just can't. And it was just a real bummer. So now there's a real solution. You know, that's relatively affordable.
You know, $3,000 for a treatment back in the day, that's like, I could pay my car off with that, or I could fix this.
It's a
right.
lot. And here's the thing, guys, this isn't anything we're claiming to be permanent. There's maintenance that comes with it, just like you brush your teeth every day. You know, so you don't use it every day. You know, after you go through the first 6 to 12 treatments, you know, it's as needed after that. So once a week, once a month, whatever works for you. But, you know, it's the same thing.
Basically.
It's keeping up with it.
Yeah. I appreciate you guys joining us on Easter to talk about this. I genuinely have learned a lot.
All you have to do is go to getmyrocket.com. You can't forget that.
Getmyrocket.com. I've been staring at it all morning, man. It's fascinating. Yeah. You guys have anything you'd like to plug before we get out to PR?
I'd like to plug the movie star Emma Roberts, the rock and roll star Keaton Simons. You can find Keaton Simons, his music at KeatonSimons.com, Eliza. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Pie Bake Shop, P-I, the pie sign, the best pies on the planet with Keaton's baby sister Morgan. Pie Bake Shop, PIBakeShop.com. You can gain a little weight in this time at home if you need it. And they are the best pies on the planet. by my recommendation.
Heck yeah, dude. It's always good to get good pie in.
I think we all need a pie at this point.
Yeah, no.
I'll eat a whole pie right
apple
now.
pie today.
She makes every pie. She makes sweet pie. She makes anything you want.
And anything you'd like to plug, Mr. Wolff?
No, just happy to talk about the rocket and get it out there in as many platforms as possible. I appreciate the opportunity and the time. This has been great.
Oh, no problem.
We appreciate you guys agreeing to do this. This has been fun.
For sure.
Well, Bingy is our resident movie nerd, so I told him we'd give him one movie question for Eric. Is that all right?
Of course it is.
All right, this is your chance to shine, Bingy.
Hold on, can I get one too?
Okay.
Can I get one too before Bingy?
Of course you can.
Okay.
Let's do it up.
All right. Well, here at HAFL, which is our show, we are devout fans of one Stone Cold Steve Austin, and we know that you've worked with him. And I would just like to know if you have any stories about the man, the myth, and the legend of the Texas rattlesnake.
Well, quite frankly, there are a lot of stories, but a lot I cannot tell on the radio. However, I can tell you this about Stone Cold Steve Austin. His image is an out-of-control, insane monster killer, right? That's his image, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the sweetest guys you've ever met. He is so gentle. He is so kind. He is so considerate. And he has a wife in the same vein. She's like him. We're like very good friends. And we've had dinners, together with the wives. And we just like each other. He's a great guy. And he isn't all like his image at all. So that's really all I can tell you.
What were you expecting when you first met him? Were you expecting that monster at first?
When I first met him, I thought he was going to be insane. I thought it's going to be so much fun because this guy's nuts. And our first day we got there, how do you do? And then Sly says, okay, we're in Rio de Janeiro. And he says, okay, I want you guys to jump in the bay and swim across the bay. It's about 50 yards. Okay. So we walk up the water and we look down and we see floating feces. And I say to Stone Cold, Steve, this is a toilet. He says, yeah. I said, are you getting in? He said, if Sly says to. Yep. Sly says, okay, guys, get in the water. I looked at him. We looked at him. We smiled and we closed our eyes and held our breath and got in Hepatitis City. Yes, we did it. We swam the 50 yards. We only had to do it once. It was awful.
I feel like that brings guys together, though. There's no way you're not coming out friends after that.
No, you're not kidding. We bonded heavy, dude.
That's fantastic, man. I'm happy to hear that.
That's awesome.
He's got a soft side, but that's necessary. You can't just be a hard-ass 24/7.
One of the sweetest, most considerate, nicest men I've ever hung out with. Truly, truly.
That's awesome. He basically raised me vicariously as a child, so I look at him as a father figure. So it's good to know that he's got some tendencies about him that are heartwarming as well.
That was so well said. Good for you.
Thank you. All right, Bingy, speaking of well said, try your best.
Well, the filmography itself of Eric Roberts is just like huge, and it's just like, how am I going to narrow it down? But since we're on the idea of Stone Cold, we're thinking about the Dead or Alive movie that you're in. That was also having Kevin Nash in there as well. As we are also fans of like Kevin Nash as well. Do you have any stories about meeting Kevin Nash or anything or do you remember what was it like behind the scenes of the Dead or Alive movie?
Well, okay. Let me get back in my memory. I hadn't thought about this in a while.
Written by the person who wrote Pretty Woman. That's funny.
Yeah, it was written by the same writer who wrote Pretty Woman, 6 Degrees of Separation.
Kept it from doing that.
And while I was doing that, I got the first offer for Dancing with the Stars. I was their first celebrity they offered that to, and they wouldn't let me leave China to come do it. It was a one-day layover, overlapping in the schedules, one-day layover, and they wouldn't let me go.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I've never done Dancing with the Stars, and it's not really special anymore, so who cares? But I was going to be first. Who knew?
Oh, man, that's not fair.
I'm
Not fair
kidding.
at all.
That's just life, dude. But now that I have a rocket, I'm in a lot better mood.
Well,
Superpowers.
yeah.
One step away.
Thank you guys.
Any other questions, guys? I love questions. Ask me anything about show business that I can answer. I will.
Thank you. You got anything else, Chase?
I've noticed you've also worked with Randy Orton, Kevin Nash. You have a magnet for wrestlers, which I'm jealous of. I'm a huge wrestling fan. Like
Well,
Kevin Nash, Stone Cold.
All wrestlers
Randy
want to be
Orton, all
movie
these guys.
stars, and they've all seen Eric Roberts movies.
Yeah.
Just hearing about the stories just in general from like the man himself is just awesome to hear. Like, thank you so much for being wanting to be a part of this today, man.
Oh, thank you, buddy. That's so kind of you to put it that way. Thanks a bunch.
We appreciate it, man.
Yeah, guys, thanks for having us.
Very easy conversation.
Yeah, guys, thanks for having us.
If you guys ever want to come back, you're more than welcome.
Have a great day.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks.
You guys
guys.
too, dude. Happy rabbit.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy.
Bye.
Enjoy.